Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter's Movie Reviews. And I just wanted to jump on here today and do a quick reaction and review of the very first Saw movie in the Saw franchise. If you don't know why, the reason why is because I announced last week sometime that the movie franchise that I picked for this year's Halloween watch-along is the Saw franchise. So let me give a little background history, first of all. Yes, I just started this channel last month. For the past previous years, on my Peter Does Stuff channel, I have hosted a movie watch-along every year for Halloween. I think last year we watched all of the Halloween movies and the Halloween franchise, which is my favorite horror movie franchise of life. I've watched those movies so many times. I almost picked it again this year just because I was like, this is the inaugural movie club on Peter's Movie Channel. So I should do the Halloween movies, but I've seen them so many times. I know them like the back of my hand. I think also last year or the year before, leading up to Friday the 13th, we did a watch-along watching all of the Friday the 13th movies. So I went back and forth and was trying to pick out a movie franchise that I had not seen all the movies before, but I also really wanted to be scared. And the Nightmare on Elm Street movies don't really scare me a whole lot. I don't know why. I like very realistic horror, and I know when I say that, people are like, Michael Myers, that couldn't possibly happen. Well, to me, the idea of somebody that could escape from a psychiatric facility and then kill people does seem kind of real to me. And so I like things that are a little bit more, at least kind of on the verge of realistic, right? I know Friday the 13th, he comes back alive 9 million times. No, they're stupid. But I did love watching the movies, the Crystal Lake movies. Anyway, so this year I picked the Saw movies because I think I've only seen like 2 or 3 of them in the franchise. And I don't even really know which ones I've seen. So there are 10 currently in the franchise. I'm watching them in order that they were released. If you guys want to do it with me, go back and watch my video. I posted it up sometime last week called my Halloween movie watch along or whatever. So I didn't know how I was going to do reactions. I made you 3 movies in one video and then one in another one, but I thought since I've already watched the first one, I should come over here and I should do my reaction to it while it's still in my mind. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the first one. I watched the first one last weekend. My plan is to watch the second and the third and maybe the fourth one this weekend. So that I'm keeping up and going along. So I watched the first one this weekend. I have to be honest with you, what I remembered from it, and maybe I'm remembering, I don't know which one I'm remembering, but I thought it was more people in a room. I didn't remember it just being 2 people. It's been a long time since I've seen this. I didn't remember it just being 2 people in a room. I thought it was more people than that, and they're kind of going through this warehouse and like one dies at a time. So I don't know which one that is, but I've also seen that one, whichever that one is. I also thought that Shawnee Smith, who's one of my favorite D-list actresses of life. I thought she was, I didn't realize she was almost in every movie in the franchise, but I thought she was more in this movie than that as well. She's got a very brief part in this movie. So here's a synopsis. Saw is a 2004 American psychological horror thriller film and the first installment of the Saw franchise, directed by James Wan, who has also done The Conjuring and I believe Insidious and those movies as well. And written by Lee Whannell. The story follows 2 strangers, Adam and Dr. Gordon. And Adam is actually played by the writer of the film, Whannell, who worked with James Wan on creating this concept. It was a very low-budget film when it came out, which kind of shows the genius of James Wan. And so it was about, the story follows 2 strangers, Adam and Dr. Gordon, who awaken in a dilapidated bathroom, change to opposite walls, and are forced into a deadly game by a serial killer known as Jigsaw. They must overcome the killer's gruesome traps and puzzles to escape and save their lives or face death. I also forgot that Danny Glover was in this as kind of this obsessed detective that had been trying to find out what was going on with this for years. I mean, if you had put a multiple choice question and said, what actor is on this, and Danny Glover was one of the choices, I never would have guessed Danny Glover. I never in a million years. So the movie is about these 2 people that wake up and they are chained to these pipes in this dilapidated room that's like an old bathroom in some old warehouse. They're being watched through like a camera in like a 2-way mirror. And then they're basically given these tapes and instructions. They're given different instructions. The doctor, his wife and daughter are kidnapped and they are being held to be killed. And if he doesn't kill Adam by 6 p.m., then his wife and daughter will be killed. And so it's kind of this game to see. And then on the middle of the floor is somebody that has supposedly died. Now, I will tell you that has died from like a gunshot wound. When I started watching this, I knew immediately. I don't know how I remembered this, but because I mean, like I said, it's been a year since I watched it. But I knew immediately. I could remember him like rising at the end of it. The guy, Jigsaw, the guy. I remembered him. The twist about, so what it's about these two guys. I don't want to ruin it for you guys if you guys are going to watch it. I mean, it's been out since 2004, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody if you're going to watch it for the movie watch along. But it's about these two guys and like which one's going to kill each other first. They have these hacksaws so they can cut off their feet if they want to escape. But then there's things around, there's like a gun that the one guy, if he gets the gun and kills Adam, then his wife and daughter will be saved. But they're trying to work together, but they kind of don't trust each other at the same time. And so it's this whole thing that's going on. But at the same time, like his wife and daughter are being held captive by this other guy. Now, I did not, who was like an orderly at the hospital. I did not remember the twist, okay? So the twist in the movie, well, okay, stop. If you're going to watch the movie, don't watch the rest of this video because I'm going to spoil it for you. But the twist in the movie is that the guy that's the orderly in the hospital that is trying to kill his wife and daughter, he's being told by Jigsaw that if he doesn't kill his wife and daughter, then he'll be killed. And so it's like all of it's like a game within a game within a game. I had actually forgot about that twist. So when that happened and he comes in the room and then Adam like kills him with this toilet seat cover, I had completely forgotten about that. And then they find his tape in his pocket that he was part of the game. He wasn't the killer. And then at the very end is when the Jigsaw guy stands up and he closes the door because the doctor said he's going to like get away and whatever. And then the Adam guy is left in there chained to the wall. And Jigsaw says the key is in he says the key to the lock is in the bathtub. Well, it's gone down the drain already. So he knows he's stuck in there forever. And then Jigsaw closes the door and that's how it ends. Shawnee Smith is supposedly like an old victim of Jigsaw's that got away in a previous game. So I loved it. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was very, very scary. I thought the fact that the movie came out 21 years ago. I watch a lot of horror movies. Some that just came out this year. Like I just watched that Talk to Me or whatever, that Australian horror movie. I did not think it was that scary. I mean, it was okay, but I don't feel like there's a lot new anymore in horror films. And I think that at this time, one of the reasons why it was seen as such genius and this low budget film did so well. And I was reading all these articles this weekend about like how they came up with this idea and what they originally wanted it to be and all this kind of stuff. And that the way that they narrowed it down to just being two people in this room and all this kind of stuff. And it's really genius how they came up with this idea. And I think it was something that we had never seen before, which shows the genius of, you know, the director and the writer. I actually thought it really stood the test of time. I thought it was still good to this day, and I was just delighted in it. I was like, it made me even more excited to watch the franchise even more, because I was a little worried that I would watch it and I'd be like with the Friday the 13th movies, by the second or third one, I was kind of bored of them, but I kept on watching them anyway because it was just fun to watch the franchise. I was kind of worried about that as well with this, but this one, I just was like, I got to the end of it and I was like, I'm ready to watch the next one. So if you haven't started watching them, let me know if you're going to watch them in the comment section below, but I really, really enjoyed this. I thought it was fantastic, and I think that in our time of horror movies today, where we see a lot of remakes and redos, and there's not really a whole lot that's original, in all honesty, the most original thing that I've probably seen, I mean, I think in the last 20 years, I don't even know when it came out, House of a Thousand Corpses by Rob Zombie is one of my favorite horror movies of life. I think Rob Zombie is a genius as well. I think it's really original. I think the Terrifier movies, which I haven't even seen the third one, I think they are extremely original. Other than that, I don't see a lot of original horror movies, and I thought that Saw still, like I said, stood the test of time. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.